of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, all members are present. We have the agenda in front of you. See, there isn't any changes unless the council or staff have last minute ones. Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Dave, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Heidi. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approval of the minutes, December 14th, 2015 special meeting and the December 16th, 2015 regular meeting. Is there any changes or corrections? I just got one on page 3 of the December 16th meeting. Up at the top, it says Mayor Stone reviewed the applications and made the following recommendations. I just kind of like to have something recorded in there that was with the council's approval, considering there was 2 of them boards that actually the mayor appoints, everyone else is supposed to be the council. I just want that clarified if I could. You understand where I'm talking about, Nikki?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Is there any other changes, corrections? If not, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of the December 14th meeting and the December 16th meeting?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Heidi, do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Dave. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Now is our public open forum. Is there anyone here that would like to address the council? Is there anyone here that would like to address the council? Is there anyone here that would like to address the council? Seeing no one, our public open forum is now closed. Reports and presentations. Park board report.
Okay, the park board met in regular session last night, Tuesday, January 5th. They had a few items on their agenda. They did receive a request or a presentation from Dana Boucher regarding the city acting as the RGU, which is a regulatory government unit for a ski trail grooming equipment grant. It's a DNR, it's a federally backed DNR Trails grant. And they're looking at applying for the grant to get some grooming equipment for the ski trail down behind the school. The grant does not allow a school to be the governmental unit. So schools generally, or snowmobile clubs or something, will a lot of times go through a city, and so he will bring back more information on that. They are recommending the appointment of the campground attendant for 2016. You have that as an action item. They're working to develop some specifications for potential wireless internet installation at the campground. They're reviewing the splash pad items that are unfinished, including the sunshades and the naming rights, and also there was some equipment damaged in shipping. They're looking at having that replaced. They discussed a potential 2016 project, which they have not named one at this point. We're looking at web-based software for tracking campground reservations, and also they provided some ideas for the visitor's guide advertisement for the parks, campground, and splash pad. So we do have the one item that is on an action item for you tonight from the park board.
Questions? I've got one on the equipment that was damaged in shipment. Is that something that city staff's gonna be able to change, or does that mean we're gonna have to?
No, Splash Zone is actually coming here for startup in the spring.
Okay.
And so any equipment, if we want it replaced or repaired, that nothing is, it's cosmetic, it's all cosmetic type things. And it's like, they did paint it before they put it up. And then, so we can either perhaps negotiate a discount or get new equipment. And so the park board gave them some recommendations on that. But that's something they would do when they come up in the spring.
So it's nothing that we got jackhammer cement on?
No. This is just the pieces, like the actual features.
Okay.
Like it rubbed through some of the shipping material when it was in shipping.
Oh, okay. Any other questions? Okay. EDA report?
The EDA met today in regular session. It was their first meeting of the year. They did hear a request from Central Minnesota Finishing on a potential adjustment to our loan agreement with them, and they have a loan with First State Bank, and so we're working on that. They learned that that U of M survey that was sent out to everybody will be completed in 4 to 5 weeks, and that was from Andrea at the Chamber. They did review the preliminary plat for the Info Center property, and that's actually coming up on public hearing at the Planning Commission. And they reviewed the road costs for Getty Street South. When the council met before, we didn't have specific numbers, and we do now. And also they revised the advertisement for the visitor's guide. So that was what the EDA is working on.
Okay, questions? Comments? I know on the survey she stated that 33% return.
She said she had 33% return of the surveys, consumer surveys that were sent out.
Which is way better than I expected. Traditionally, it isn't that good when it does that, so it's good to hear. Okay, if we have no public hearings, then move on to action items. Approve resolution 2016-01, appointing council members to serve on various boards and commissions, and also making annual appointments.
And this is a resolution I had sent out to the council members if you were requesting a change to serve on a different board or different committee, to let the mayor know. I think everybody kind of they're fine with where they are, or they'll be happy to take a different position. And so I don't know if the mayor has some recommendations. The fire chief and fire first and second assistant secretary, treasurer, and training officer, they were reelected last night, or recommended from the fire department last night. So those ones will stay the same, as well as all our official newspaper and depositories. So what we need to look at is the ones what the council serves on.
Okay. Council got any comments? Otherwise I'll proceed. I didn't hear anything from any council members basically on what they wanted to do. They're pretty much happy where they're at. Though I am going to make a few changes, and it doesn't reflect on anybody as far as how they served on the board or whatever, but I think as a council, everyone needs to be able to serve in different capacities and understand what this committee does and that committee does and what this another board does, rather than just sit on one board for a long time. So I'm just going to make recommendations to change things a little bit. Acting mayor, I'm going to leave that as for Dave. Engineer would be Stan Tech. City attorney would be Tom Mayer. HRA board liaison, I'll leave Dave there. Park board will now be Diane Kelly. And planning commission would be Heidi Leach. EDA would be myself and Keith. Senior Center Liaison would be Dave. Airport Commission would be Keith. The CVB Board would be Heidi. Policy and Planning Committee, instead of Heidi and Dave, it would be Diane and Dave. Operations Committee, instead of Diane and Keith, it will be Dave and Keith. Personnel and Finance Committee, instead of Dave and myself, it will be Heidi and myself. The official newspaper would be Sauk Center Herald. Banks would be Minnesota National Bank, First State Bank, Central Minnesota Credit Union, the 4M Fund, Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, and Multi-Bank Securities. Fire Chief will be John Egan. First Assistant is Steve Mortz. Second Assistant is Ron Mortz. Secretary Treasurer is Dave Mortz. And Training and Safety Officer is Scott Kowski. If anyone has any questions or comments, I'm very much open to what the council would like. Otherwise, if I don't, I will be looking for a motion to approve resolution number 2016-101, determining the annual appointments.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Diane.
I'll second that.
Second by Keith. Any other comments or questions? Park Board meets the first Tuesday of the month.
Park Board's first Tuesday, Planning Commission, first Tuesday for Park Board, second Tuesday for Planning Commission.
So first Tuesday. What time do they meet?
5.
5.
5 is Park Board and
Okay.
Planning
4:30.
Commission's 4:30.
So
That's an early one, ceremony.
we've got a planning commission meeting coming up next week. So I wouldn't go to that. Heidi will cover that.
Yeah,
Would that be appointments then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's all I need to check. That's
Will you send out a sheet? like
Yes, we
you have
will.
in the past?
Okay. Not too many changes, but I like to change things up a little bit.
It's a good idea. Good idea.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments or discussion? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approve Resolution 2016-02 adopting rules of order for council meetings.
And each year, the council reviews the rules of order, very simple and brief, talks about what time the meetings are held, how we do special meetings, how notices are posted, and also the order of the agenda. I will point out that from time to time, you might have noticed that I swap the public hearings and the reports around. If we're going to have like a lifesaver award or something like that, I move them up a little bit, and I'd like to be able to continue to do that. Other than that, there's no changes to these rules of order.
Is there any comments or concerns as far as how meetings are run and the order they're in? If not, do I have a motion to approve resolution number 2016-02?
So,
And second.
Motion by Heidi, second by Dave. Any other comments? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approve 2016 Park Board appointment.
At the last meeting, when the city council appointed members, we did not have Brian's application for nomination. He was looking to see if somebody else wanted to come forward, and nobody did, so he has put in his request to serve on the park board for 2 more years, and so that is basically filling his own term. So we're asking to approve that appointment of Brian Fredericks to the park board from January 1st of 16 to December 31st, 17.
Comments? Do I have a motion to appoint Brian Fredericks to the park board?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion by Diane,
I'll second that.
second by Keith. Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approve Resolution 2016-03, authorizing sale of city property.
Okay, following the closed session of the City Council on December 16th, a counteroffer was submitted to TRICAP regarding the potential sale of the transit garage. TRICAP has verbally accepted the counteroffer and is expected to formally accept it at their regular board meeting on January 21st. This sale of the property then would satisfy MnDOT's requirement of that payback clause in the original grant that TRICAP got when they gave us the money for the building, in which says that if they ever left, they'd have to pay MnDOT back 80%. Well, now, because that didn't follow through to us, MnDOT wanted us to accept that clause, and instead, the council said, well, let's sell it back to TRICAP, and then they'll have the clause, so that's what this does. The offer that the city council submitted was for the appraised value of the land, which we put up the land originally, 20% of the appraised value of the building, which we put up 20% of the costs of the building, and also an additional payment for utilization of 1/2 of the building by TRICAP. So the total counteroffer that I submitted to them was within range of the offer of what you gave me. It was $55,000, and they did accept that offer. So I did prepare a resolution, 2016-03, accepting that offer and authorizing the sale of the transit, and that authorized the mayor and myself to execute the documents. And this, of course, is all pending that they accept the offer at their formal board meeting on the 21st.
Questions? Comments? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve Resolution 2016-03, authorizing mayor and city administrator to enter into contract with TRICAP for sale of transit garage?
Motion to approve.
Dave, motion by Dave,
second.
second by Heidi. Any other comments or questions? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Approve appointment of part-time police officer.
A few months ago, the chief had come to the city council to request advertisement and to bring someone forward for appointment to the police department as a part-time officer. He has been working for some time to find an applicant, and Mark Sprengler has requested to be appointed to that position. He is on the fire department and is a retired trooper. So he has all the experience and the correct licensure that he did keep current. So you see in here that Brian did a background investigation summary, which we did put in your packet for you to review. And this appointment would be contingent upon the successful passage of the psychological and physical requirements that we have to do on everybody. So he's requesting to appoint Mark Sprengler as part-time officer, contingent upon successful completion of the testing and the background.
Comments? Questions? I just have one. I know on Mark, I think he's going to be a great asset to the police department as a part-time officer. He knows the town, and he also knows every one of our officers on the department, so he should easily fit in with how we do things and how, and the normal law aspect of it too, so. Do I have a motion to appoint Mark Sprengler as part-time officer contingent upon successful completion of testing and background?
So moved.
I'll second.
Motion by Keith, second by Diane. Any other comments? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7F, approve road closure for Polar Plunge.
The Special Olympics of Minnesota will once again be conducting the Polar Plunge on Sauk Lake. It's a fundraising event. It'll take place on February 6th, and it's off the boat landing in Sinclair Lewis Park. They're requesting that the city once again allow for closure of the road during the event. The park road would be closed from the bandshell parking lot to the boat access parking lot, so people can get into both parking lots from each end. And beginning at 10 a.m. and until the event is cleared. The plunge actually starts at noon. You can actually go online to either sign up as a team to take the plunge, or to sponsor an individual or a team that is already registered at www.plungemin.org. If you go in there, you will see names that you recognize that you might want to sponsor, or we could have a city council team. That would be great. So anyway, I'm just requesting approval of the road closure. You're all laughing. Aren't you going to do it?
I'm thinking city staff should probably.
Yeah, there is some city staff on the list, so approve the road closure of Park Road on February 6th from the bandshell lot to the boat launch lot beginning at 10 a.m. until the event is cleared.
Was there any traffic issues or anything last year
No.
that we know of? Okay.
No, and we have an officer. We have a couple officers on duty that will be there doing traffic and that type of thing, so.
So I know there at one point it seemed real congested for a while, and it was a little hard to move around, but it's only temporary, so
Right.
people can live with it. At least the neighborhood did, so. Do I have a motion to approve the road closure of Park Road on February 6, 2016 from the bandshell lot to the boat launch lot beginning at 10 a.m. until the event is cleared?
So moved.
Motion by Heidi, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Diane. Any other comments?
Oh, I just have one question. Is the mayor going to make the plunge too?
No.
No.
I have one more question. I had just heard this actually this afternoon, and I just wanted clarification. Maybe you know or don't, but if you sign up under a team member, a local team member, that the money for Special Olympics stays local?
I don't know how that works.
Okay.
I don't. I'm sorry, I can't answer that. I'll find out, though.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. 7G, approve appointment of campground attendant for 2016.
Last night at the Park Board unanimously are recommending that we reappoint Harold and Patricia Reed as campground attendants for 2016. The recommended rate of pay is $11,000 for the season and a campsite. And this rate of pay is what the city council did approve in the budget. This does not include the extra that he was requesting if he was to do the splash pad. So the splash pad will still be under the Public Works Department. So we're requesting to appoint Harold and Patricia as the campground attendants for 2016 at $11,000 for the season and a campsite.
Questions? Do I have a motion to appoint Harold and Patricia Reed as campground attendants for 2016 at $11,000 and a campsite?
Motion to appoint.
And I'll second.
Motion by Dave, second by Heidi. How many years have Harold and Patricia been doing this now?
Is this going to be 4?
Is it 4?
I think it's 4. It might be 5, but I think it's 4.
Okay. Question, reason why I asked is because $11,000 seems an awful lot for a seasonal position. We've been raising that pretty healthy lately for the last 4 years, you know, from when they first started. Not that they're not worth it, it's just that I think we need to look at other ways of compensation for the next year after we get done with this one. Because it's getting up there, so. Any other comments or questions? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. We have no unfinished business. We have no new business, which then brings us to our consent agenda. We have the schedule of claims, unpaid claims of $7,950.20. Paid claims of $237,216.86 for a total of $245,167.06. We have Resolution 2016-04, accepting contributions of $214.50 from the Men's Card Playing Group to be allocated to the Senior Center. $43,000 from the Fire Relief Association for the Fire Department, $5,000 from the Sauk Center Youth Hockey for the arena, $4,160 from Youth Hockey for the arena, $218 from Coburn's for the ambulance department, and $50 from Randy and Patricia Turner go toward the police department. In addition, Walmart Foundation donated $1,500 to Shop with a Cop on behalf of the Sauk Center Police Department. On behalf of the city, I want to thank those associations and people for their donations. We have the gambling application for exempt permit request from the Holy Family School for a raffle on March 6, 2016 at Holy Family School. We have another gambling application for exempt permit request from Ivy's Legacy Foundation for a raffle on April 8, 2016 at Next Door Bar and Lounge. And there is a contribution list from everyone from 2015. It's rather lengthy, I will not be reading that. So with that, do I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Dave,
Second.
second by Diane. Any other questions, comments? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Is there any informational items?
No.
Okay.
There should be.
Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Keith. Any other last comments? Call the question. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5 in favor, none against. Meeting adjourned.